Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate that. So let's just dive right on in. So obviously I'm going to be talking to you guys about the banks having no decision to adopt in the new system. Now, when we say XRP is the new world reserve currency, what exactly do we mean? Well, essentially, XRP as a bridge currency, but not only as a bridge currency, but as a settlement token on RippleNet, will soon settle a large portion of the global payments. We're actually going to be discussing this and talking about how this actually comes to be in this video. So let's just jump in. So first and foremost, we see Ripple is posting about regulations in, of course, the Korea area. Now with this, of course, we're talking about how fast and rapid regulations have become an urgent factor in the United States. We've been seeing executive orders outlining why they want to adopt crypto, outlining why regulations are key for the development of course, crypto-based use cases within the financial system. But we do see here we're excited to publish a paper for Korean policymakers with GBC Korea and Oxford Metrica on how to further develop the region's blockchain landscape with smart regulation. Together, we're fostering innovation to achieve a world without economic borders. Now, I read this. It's actually incredible, to say the least, to see where Ripple's position themselves. I want you all to realize what is happening within this framework. Ripple is single-handedly creating regulatory policies regarding crypto. And you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of that overall breakdown on regulatory clarity in the United States that Ripple has published before as well, going back as far as, I believe it was October or September of 2021. Now, while we're talking about this, okay, we know that Ripple has been working with policymakers for a very long time, even in the United States. So in my honest opinion, when we are talking about regulatory clarity regarding XRP, I honestly believe that Ripple is working with the US government on, of course, regulatory clarity regarding cryptocurrencies in general. I know that that sounds crazy to say. I know, I'm putting my tinfoil hat on right now, but you got to realize that there's a massive plan behind the scenes that we are not seeing. And I actually tweeted this out just the other day saying, behind the scenes, the case is already over. And not a lot of individuals take this serious. A lot of people don't even, realize the idea that while we have been watching this case drag on for, months to even, now a year and almost 4 months already, everyone is focused on one major thing, and that is a settlement or a win. You got to realize that we are taking, this entire case ultimately way too seriously. The reason why I say that is because during this entire SEC case, what has been the main focus point? It has been to slow XRP's development down. But all while we're trying to slow XRP down in the United States, we have seen XRP as a token, as a bridge currency, being adopted globally around the world as, of course, an on-demand liquidity service for ODL corridors, and of course being utilized in the cross-border payment scene. Now, while we are seeing this, we know that innovation has been stifled, and soon there would be no decision to, of course, have regulatory clarity given to cryptocurrencies and adopt this technology at a rapid pace, because we are losing the technological innovation battle. Now, while I say this lightly, because when we are talking about XRP in this SEC lawsuit, we know that it is in a no-win situation for the SEC. In my opinion, this case is already over. But of course, the government is not ready to adopt this technology just yet. You got to realize that they will adopt this technology, and this case will be over when they truly want to utilize this technology. Now, we also see here, the Asia-Pacific region is leading the global charge in innovation and adoption of instant payment technologies, including the rise of crypto solutions. Learn more about the payments landscape in the APOC barriers to success and what's to come. Now, I want you guys to realize that Ripple has already positioned themselves around the Asia-Pacific area. In fact, they are the leading name overseas for on-demand liquidity in many areas, including the APOC region. The best part about this is we are seeing more and more adoption happening over in, of course, the Asia Pacific area, including Singapore. Singapore is a highlighted one because, of course, we know that they are already utilizing on-demand liquidity as a service. We see here, which has enacted clear and effective governmental regulation and support of innovative payment technologies and achieved a 58% increase in instant payments in 2021. And the Philippines, which saw virtual currency transactions jump 71% from 2020 to 2021, substantially driven by new solutions like crypto-assisted remittances and digital payment options. The best part about this is I want you to realize that if you were a bank, if you were, a financial institution, you would be seeing this and you'd see, a 58% increase in instant payments is absolutely incredible. But also, you got to realize that we even see 20% of approximately 250 digital banks worldwide are based in the APAC region, where, of course, Ripple has their foot in the door already to not only disrupt cross-border payments in general, but also domestic instant payments. So with all of this in mind, okay, Ripple is leading the race around the world, all while, of course, the US is falling behind. What do you think happens when we are, sounding the bell? We are ready. Of course, they are going to adopt one major winner, and that is, of course, Ripple with XRP. We see real-time settlement and lower-cost payments in local currency are made possible regardless of funding source of destination thanks to the flexibility of crypto, e.g. XRP, which acts as a bridge currency between sender and receiver. This is talking about on-demand liquidity being, of course, leading to massive growth. With all of this in mind, I want you to realize what is happening, okay? These areas around the world are seeing incredible growth and incredible efficiencies, especially within the payment scene, all while, again, it's all being stifled here in the States. But soon, I honestly believe that a settlement is on its way. We will most likely see a settlement within that summer to September time period that I mentioned in a few videos ago on, of course, a settlement. But listen closely to this video from, of course, Brad Garlinghouse, which was on Bloomberg just yesterday.
Stick with us. We're going to get deeper into this conversation with Ripple CEO himself, Brad Garlinghouse. Brad, good to have you back here on the show. You called this a victory in your battle against the SEC. What does it mean for you and also the broader crypto industry?
Yeah, I do think I'll start there, really. I think it is a victory not just for Ripple, the company, but also the whole crypto industry, because the SEC, I think, has consistently tried to take point, to really expand their reach and their control over the crypto industry. We've seen that not just with Ripple, but in other cases. And to have the executive order, as Janali was talking about, the executive order came out and really said to all agencies, hey, we need to be coordinated. If we want the United States to be competitive in this key technology platform, we need to not have one group behaving one way and another group behaving another way. So we're really pleased by not just the court's decision, but also the executive order that came out last week.
What do you make?
And this is where my main focus shifts to, of course, a settlement. Okay, you got to realize that at least in my overview on this market, I honestly believe that this SEC lawsuit not only has stifled XRP's price action, but also the bull run itself. I do believe that there's a large amount of money waiting on the sidelines for a settlement within this case because it will usher in regulatory frameworks and policy to this market, and it will allow for massive players like financial institutions, banks, and even governments alone to move in on crypto and truly adopt this technology at mass scale. And there's going to be one major winner. Who is that going to be? Well, first off, we talk about on-demand liquidity a lot. Here's XRapid. On-demand liquidity actually reduces systemic risk to a country because the banks have more sovereign control over their own currency. Listen closely to this.
The governor of a large central bank in Southeast Asia say to me, if customers were using XRapid, which is Ripple's XRP liquidity, it actually reduces systemic risk to a country, a small economy. Let me explain briefly what that means. Today, in order to, if you're a bank in fill-in-blank country, you pre-fund accounts around the world. If you're a small economy and you're pre-funding billions of whatever the local currency is into other accounts, you actually are losing control over those. And when there are currency runs, when there are challenges for local economies, that creates risk, increases the risk systemically. So if you didn't have to pre-fund, but this is an observation that I didn't make, this is an observation that a central banker made to me, that if all of the banks in this particular country used XRapid, the systemic risk would actually go down because they'd have more sovereign control over their own currency.
And do you realize what the focus point here is? It is focused on liquidity as a whole. Okay, liquidity by itself is such a big selling point, and I've always made this a spotlight when I do talk about XRP's value, because on-demand liquidity is so much bigger as a service than people are really letting on. Okay, it's reducing systemic risk to countries. It is also allowing for instant settlement in regards to payments. It is usurping the Nostro Vostro account issue within SWIFT. It is ultimately, and I say this again lightly, but it is bringing SWIFT to its knees. It is absolutely disrupting this massive legacy system. And this is the idea that I've always discussed. This entire lawsuit was a plan since day one. This is also why I do believe that it is already over. It's been over since the day that the lawsuit was ushered in, because it had no foundation behind it to actually fight this case. They were trying to drag it on for much longer than it was supposed to actually be in placed for, because they do not want their entire financial system that they have worked so hard to keep intact, because they are grasping massive amounts of money from these major fees that are, being accrued day in and day out with every single bank transfer, bank payment, whatever the case may be. And this is why I've always said that when we're talking about on-demand liquidity, it is absolutely disrupting this massive legacy system, and this is the main reason why it's always been targeted. Now, all while this is happening, we see major things coming out within these are incredible videos, by the way, because these are really focusing the shift on why this technology is truly incredible. Here is the proof behind why XRP as a token, as a bridge currency, will ultimately become the world reserve currency. And here we have David Schwartz, MIT FinTech 2022. Ripple has the technology to settle the world in seconds for less than a penny. If you're one of the largest banks in the world, you want to push pause or stop on technology. You say you love technology, but obviously you wish to stop it. And listen closely.
I think we built RippleNet, which is a genuinely better payment technology. We have the XRP ledger, which I think is a genuinely better payment technology. And, there's this saying, if you build a better mousetrap, the world will beat a path to your door. Well, we got two better mousetraps, where payments are still awful. So I think, we have the technology to allow every financial institution on the planet to settle with every other financial institution in a compatible jurisdiction in any asset in seconds for less than a penny. Just think about this. Anyone who's made a payment knows that we're nowhere near that today. But imagine every financial institution settling with every other financial institution in seconds for less than a penny, any asset. That's fundamentally transformative. We have the technology to do it. Now we just need to figure out how to drive the adoption. And of course, there's all the challenges with there's incumbents, there's regulation, there's inertia. There's the there's big players who are really trying to defend. If you're one of the largest banks in the world, you want to push pause or stop on technology because you're in the lead. So of course, you say you love technology, but obviously you wish you could stop it.
And that's the main focus here as well. The SEC has been fighting for these bankers, right? Their main focus point is protecting the banks, okay? And just like he just said, okay, he's focused on the idea that if you are one of the largest banks in the world, you want to stop this technology because it is ultimately disrupting the entire banking infrastructure. This is exactly why it proves the idea on why you should be holding XRP, why you shouldn't be running from it, because obviously, the best way to shake out retail individuals, right, from this technology, and the best way to kill this type of technology so that it never sees the light of day again, is to just make individuals impatient. 4 years. Okay? 4 years without an all-time high. This is enough to drive individuals crazy while watching other assets doing massive percentage gains. And I get it. I understand it. I'm holding XRP. Do I want it to go to 10 to 100 to $1,000? 100%. But I also understand what I hold. I know why the price is being stifled. I know why Ripple is in a lawsuit with the SEC. I know why bankers are extremely mad and frustrated. It is because this technology is absolutely disrupting the food chain. The food chain is single-handedly getting disrupted at the heart and soul of this financial system that has been made to usher in fees to be given to, of course, these higher-up elites. The food chain is ever so clearly being disrupted by one player. And that one player has been single-handedly spotlighted on and attacked blatantly over 1 year ago now. And we are still in this SEC lawsuit. Things are unfolding greatly, and regulations are soon to be ushered in. And that is when the green light truly does begin. That is where the flip is switched, okay? And that is when a lot of things are going to change. And things are already changing rapidly in the space day in and day out. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys want free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.